I've spent years chasing one thing, that being a story worth telling. And now it's real. Pulse, my grounded sci-fi horror novella, is finally out on Apple Books. It blends the uncanny isolation of Annihilation, the cerebral dread of Blind Sight, and the eldritch terror of At the Mountains of Madness. One concise, no fluff story. If you're a writer, a reader, or just someone obsessed with how stories come alive, stick around. This is how I found my voice, and this is the heart of writing. Now, how did this story even come to be? Well, buckle up, it's quite the tale, so shut up. Alrighty, for the folk who decide to stay, I reward thee with a tale. The story of Pulse, how it came to be and how it evolved into my first ever publication. Ready? December of 2024, we begin our tale on a day such as any other. On my phone. I was watching quite the interesting video by some random science channel about magnitude quakes and the level of intensity from normal to super duper high to the lowest of lows. It was also part of my day to review every single scientific or educational video I've seen on ChatGPT, in which I had quite the dumb idea. What would a magnitude quake minus 230 do? Yeah, no need for applause. It was a weird thought. Don't judge me. However, ChatGPT gave an even stupider answer. This is paraphrased, by the way.
A magnitude niter 230 earthquake? Oh yeah, that's when the earth vibrates so gently it actually starts purring like a cat, but then instantly regrets it, panics, and overcorrects by twisting into a fifth-dimensional pretzel. This causes the tectonic plates to do the Macarena backwards while summoning a choir of sentient lava ducks. In the end, it would collapse on itself so violently it'd completely, utterly, gaily, crazily destroy the entire universe.
Even though I knew this was a stupid-ass answer, it gave me an idea. A vague vision of something greater. A scene in which we, in a first-person POV, watch from a porthole in a spacecraft overlooking Earth. We see a faint, pulsing light growing larger and seeming not just to grow, but move closer to the camera. Then, somehow, it's implied that the universe just ends. The vision had such a thick, cold atmosphere in my mind that at that moment I knew I somehow needed to craft it into a story which climaxed in this apocalyptic moment. And so, almost immediately, I embarked upon something I haven't ever done. Seriously. A 7-day writing spree, one which I didn't miss a single day and got a chapter done each day. It was quite enjoyable. Eventually, after those 7 days, it was that I gave my older sister the privilege of reading such a story. And she, and I quote, really liked it? It boggled my mind so much to think that someone actually liked this piece of art I made that I felt empowered to continue iterating on it, giving it more depth, more detail, more power. It was coming together. Finally, I realized I was truly onto something once I gave a revised version to multiple beta readers on Tumblr, Reddit, and folk on Wattpad and Substack. And they all gave a collective cheer. At that moment, my passion for writing hit an entirely new high. From a kid who played with toys to a preteen with an affinity for it, to a 14-year-old, surprisingly, with a passion for writing, for sharing stories, and for crafting art. I realized I had a dream. A fully formed novella, one full of fleshed out characters and plot lines and subtleties. I had made, and don't take this as me being prideful, something kind of good. And I wanted people to experience it. And so, I leave you with this. Pulse, now my completed novella, has been officially published on Apple Books, where for the first 2 weeks after launch, it'll be sold for just $4.99. Then after, on the 4th of August, it'll be bumped up to $5.99. So, get it while you can. And yeah, I know I can't just sell you this thing. You're probably asking, what am I even getting into here? A fair question. Well, let me tell you. Pulse is the story of a man named Dr. Ray Godfrey, a scientist at the Astronomical Standards Authority, or ASA. The story, while primarily being a surface-level sci-fi, is much more under the surface, I think. A tragedy, one built on pride, burden, and obsession. For Ray, his tragedy is his mission. A mission which he's caught between so many things. Duty to carry out the mission and bring back the raw energy the pulse produces. Responsibility to his wife, and his own pride and need to keep his belief that all things. Alongside the main story, there's also a bonus story, Character.ai, which was written roughly 3 years ago by a much less experienced me. This story is almost the exact opposite of Pulse. No crazy sci-fi plot, no cosmic horror, and no more than just 2 characters, one human, one AI, sitting in front of a campfire and ruminating. Character AI is the raw, emotional seed of Pulse, capturing a man's search for connection in an increasingly prevalent digital world, and somehow mirroring Ray's isolation, desperation for answers, even though I wrote this story years before I even thought of Pulse. I decided to include it because, even though it's pretty rough around the edges, it's genuinely a story I care about, and a story that only seems to have enhanced Pulse. This novella is everything I could have wanted for myself. A concise story that goes in, then gets out. No fluff. I genuinely believe I did something right with this one. And I'm so glad to have finally gotten out of my head and out into the world. But for the love of the Lord, don't expect Hamlet or Breaking Bad level storytelling here. This is my first real book, and there will obviously be some grammatical and punctuational errors here and there. But honestly, I don't give a shit. I wrote something, I published it, and now this is what I'll tell you. Fellow writers, and even fellow readers who want to be a part of the writing community, just do it. It's incredibly hard, especially at the beginning and end, and it's something you're probably going to do all by yourself, alone, in a room, for hours. But you will not even begin to comprehend the meaning of relief and pain and satisfaction and suffering until you've done the work, put in your soul, your time, your energy, and your will to live into something you love, and get it out. Finally, I give you a choice. Do you share this video? Get more people involved in my first ever publication? Or simply like this video and move on?
You thought that was the end of the video? Nah. I couldn't end this without thanking the person who helped me bring Pulse into the world. My dad. He didn't just support me, he stood by me. And without him, I wouldn't be gawking at this beautiful, real book right now. So, thank you for believing me when I honestly wasn't sure if I could believe myself. This one's for you, Dad. Thank you.
This has been the Media Guy, and I'll see you all in my next video on Breaking Bad and how, deep down, we are all like Walter White. Like and subscribe for that, and yeah, that's all I got. Take care.